Now, Nio this week finished trading down almost 8%, which resulted in the shares of Nio to close on Friday trading at $9.30. This is something that obviously continues to bring more panic. It continues to bring more worries and concern to those that invest into the Nio stock. But one good thing that going to this coming week that I'm looking forward to is the Nio Q4 earnings. As most of you already know that on the 1st of March, Nio will be giving us their Q4 earnings, and boy, I must say, one thing that I'll be looking at, of course, I'll be looking at the revenue they generated if they beat analyst expectation, the earnings per share, but most importantly, I want to also see the guidance that the Nio is planning to deliver, or the kind of cars that Nio plans to deliver for the Q1 of 2023. That is also very important, and I'll definitely be watching out for that. But before we dig deeper into this video, we know that this video is just an entertainment video and not a professional financial advice video, and I really appreciate it if you can just hit the like button if you do enjoy the content that I'm giving you about the latest development, or what is it that we can expect next week on Nio's Q4 earnings, as they are expected to be announced by Nio on the 1st of March 2023. So I'm really excited going into those earnings, because Nio is one of the stocks that most of you that have been following for some time, we discuss it a lot, because this is a stock that obviously it seriously dominates my stock market portfolio. And yeah, I think by now you know that I'm on red, as my average on this Nio stock it's around 24, or in actual fact it is sitting at exactly $24 per stock. So yeah, whenever I get an opportunity, whenever I get a chance, if it drops further, probably I'll go in and load the boat once again onto this Nio stock, because I believe in its fundamentals and its future prospects. And I believe that this is a stock that its fundamentals, its future prospects, I believe that in the long term we are going to see Nio obviously doing well, not just only as a company, but also the share price will of course recover and even pass, of course, the all-time high of $66.99. So if you are enjoying this content, or if you enjoy the content that I'm giving you, I would really appreciate if you can just hit the like button, as it helps with YouTube's algorithm. Now, before wasting any more time, on Wednesday before market opens, Nio, it is expected, like I said, to give us their Q4 earnings, and I must say analysts are expecting Nio to report total revenues of around 17.78 RMB or Chinese yen, with an earnings per share of negative 1.60 RMB or Chinese yen. So obviously I'm looking forward to that, and I believe that we see Nio obviously breaking or thrashing those analyst expectations and break or report a record. I would really like to see that. But one of the things that I said, or as I've said, that I'll be looking forward to is the guidance for their Q1 deliveries, as to what is it that Nio is planning, or the kind of deliveries that Nio is planning to, of course, deliver for, of course, their Q1 earnings. Now for the Q4, you already know that obviously Nio delivered just over 40,000, of course, deliveries, which were record-breaking deliveries, because on their Q3, Nio just delivered over 31 or just over 31,000 deliveries. Now to see Nio delivering 40 or over 40,000 deliveries in their Q4 earnings, or for their Q4 deliveries, it makes me to be really excited, and it makes me to see that the growth that we are seeing onto the Nio stock, although maybe Nio might be growing slower than what most analysts expected, but this is a company that we can't deny that it continues growing. It continues flourishing, which is something that is incredible. So I'm really hopeful that you get to see on Wednesday before market open, Nio thrashing analyst expectation, and us seeing the share price of Nio at least recovering by those earnings. I'm hopeful that, as we've been seeing so many companies recovering in terms of the share price after they report their earnings, I would also want to believe that if Nio report good earnings, we are also going to see its share price recovering, which will be a relief, or which will be so good to see, of course, the share price of Nio recovering from these trading price that we are seeing. On Friday, as I've said, we saw Nio closing or finishing the day trading at $9.30, which was not good. And though we are seeing, of course, some retail investors loading the boat, increasing their holdings, taking those low trading prices as an opportunity to load more, there are those investors or retail investors who are worried that probably it might be the end of the road for Nio, which, ladies and gents, I'm here to remind you that it is not the end. Of course, Nio had its own issues, of course, even internally, which the CEO obviously even wrote a letter, which obviously we saw to the employees, are trying to address those internal issues that were delaying or resulted in Nio not to perform the way it wanted to perform, which we know that chances are this year Nio is going to do way better than they did last year in terms of delivery growth or in terms of revenue growth. We are going to see them continuing doing well than, of course, the 2022 year. So I'm hopeful, and I believe that even if, let's say, worst case scenario, we don't get to see Nio beating analyst expectations, especially on the EPS, I still believe in this company that it will do very well. Its fundamentals, its future prospects are just so massive. The two sub-brands which are said to come, they will be cheaper. They will make Nio to compete now with not only the upper or the premium markets, or the upper premium EV market, but it will also compete with all the other maybe like standard cheap EV cars, which is something that obviously will make Nio to really do well. I mean, you'll remember that by 2030, the Nio CEO says they are targeting to be in the top 5 when it comes to the automaker industry, or in the automaker industry. They are planning to be in the top 5. So I'm really hopeful for that, and I think the Nio's plans, Nio's developments that we are seeing are really making me to be hopeful that one day we are going to see probably Nio being one of the leaders, or not just probably on EV, but in the whole entire auto market industry. We are going to see Nio being one of the top leaders because of what they are doing right now, or because of the developments that they are implementing right now. So I'm very hopeful. I cannot wait to see the Q4 earnings that Nio will be releasing on Wednesday before market opens. But as I've said, one of the things, or some of the things that I'll be looking or watching out for is, of course, the guidance that they will give for the Q1, though I don't expect much, as the Nio CEO has already said that in the Q1, of course, the supply chain constraints will still be there, but they're expected to fade away at the end of Q1. So I don't expect much, because already for January, we saw Nio, of course, delivering vehicles of over or just over 8,000, which it did not sit well with some of the Nio investors. Otherwise, still on the very same day, we are going to obviously see Nio delivering or giving us their February deliveries, of February delivery numbers, which obviously, ladies and gents, again, that is something that so many of the Nio investors will be looking forward to, closely monitoring the deliveries that Nio will report or produce for the month of February. So I'm also hoping that at least on that we get to see at least Nio delivering maybe worst case scenario 10,000 deliveries. So I'm expecting Nio to deliver at least 10,000 vehicles. So I'm expecting more than 10,000 actually, but I think worst case scenario, maybe we can see Nio delivering maybe a minimum of 10,000, but I'm hoping for the best. I mean, 11,000, 12,000 will be great, but yeah, I'm not expecting much, as based on the insurance registrations that we get on a week-to-week. Nio was not delivering as much deliveries they were, of course, or as much registrations they were reporting for the month of December. So that's why I'm hoping that at least we get a 10,000 minimum on the upcoming February deliveries, which Nio will report on the same day they report their, of course, earnings. Otherwise, with all that, guys, I make tons and tons of stock market investing videos, and if you think that this video was amazing, please don't forget to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. And once you subscribe, don't forget to hit or click the notification bell so that at least you get notified by YouTube every time I drop a new content. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey. Before you load the boat to increase your holdings onto the Nio stock, please do make sure that you do your own due diligence so that at least you can be comfortable when you are investing onto this Nio stock. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey, and God bless you all.